their inheritance. When he originally started where they would be, where they would dwell, he separated the sons of Adam and set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. I'm going to let y'all sit on that for a minute. All the way when we go back and read all the descendants of Adam, and men started migrating and going the way they were going, and the Almighty started letting men settle land masses. He said, I let men settle land masses, find places they were going to live and inhabit it, and I let them do that according to the children of Israel. And there was not yet even Israel in existence. For Yahweh portion is his people. Yaakov is a lot of his inheritance. He found him in the desert land, in the waste howling wilderness. And Yahweh led him about. Yah instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. Now here's the funny thing. Because people will meet folks and say, well, I used to be Israel, and I'm not Israel anymore. But give them a ham sandwich. And see if they often take it. They'll say, no, I can't eat no ham. I don't need no pork. Give them some shrimp. I don't need no pork. I don't need no shrimp. Ask them certain things. No, I don't do that. I don't do. But why you don't do it? You don't do it because you was instructed by the Most High Yah not to do it. So by de facto, what you saying and what you doing don't go together. Because if you Israel, like we said, if you're not Israel, then leave it alone, period. All bets is off. When I say I'm not Israel, I can go back to eating all the ham, all the pork bacon, pig feet. I can go back to doing anything outside of the law. Why I'm trying to hold on to the law? The law is for Israel. It was given to Israel to keep him upright, to show that he was Israel. He walked in the law. That's what it means by the Almighty instructed him. What did he instruct us with? The law. 40 years we walked in the wilderness. What did we get 40 years in the wilderness? We were taught the what? The law. He kept us as the apple. He led us. How did he lead us? He led us in the way of the what? The law. He kept us as the apple of his eye. What keeps us as the apple of his eye? Upholding what? The law. And as an eagle stirred up her nest and fluttered over her young and spreadeth her broader wings and taketh them and beareth them on her wings, so Yahweh alone did lead him. And there was no strange ale with him. If they're not Israel, ask a lot of them, where you go now? They don't, some of them do now. I gotta say, some of them do go back to church. And when they talk, they still say things like the Most High. Well, where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that from? And Yahweh made him to ride on the high places of the earth, that he might increase the fields. He made him to suck honey out the rock, and oil out the flinty rock, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with the fat of lamb, rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the fat of the kidney of wheat, And this man, Israel, did drink the pure blood of the grape. And this is Israel right here. This is just another exalted name. But Yeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat and are grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. And when that happens, what happens next? Then we often what? Forsake. We forsake the Elohim who made us what we even are. The consciousness that we even have. The light of truth that we even know. Once we get to a certain degree, a lot of times we wax so good, wax so fat, that we forsake the Almighty. And they lightly esteem the rock of their salvation. And yes, they even provoke him to jealousy with idols, and with abominations provoke they him to anger. But the long short is this. There is no I used to be an Israelite and now I'm not. Because whether you want to admit you an Israelite or not, you are. Now I want to go to Isaiah. But for some of our people that don't know the Israel, that way, I'm not no Israelite. I say, yes, you are. But this ain't something you have to join. I want you to see what Yah said about you, so you know you Israel. Isaiah 45. That's the only part of the problem. You don't know who you are. Japanese, man, I ain't never met a Japanese person. I've never met them. They had no problem telling me I'm Japanese. They nationality. I'm Chinese. I'm Ruski. Russian. I ain't never met too many people don't have no problem telling me their nationality. But that's another thing we telling people. We ain't telling them our religion. We telling them our nationality. Yeah. I ain't gotta give nobody no 99, 95 to prick me and swallow my mouth and send it off. Somebody's ancestry, not this and that, and come back and we tell you, and all they do is give you a big, well, you could be from around here somewhere in this region, and then they break it down in percentages. Now, my ancestry already done been documented and proven. I got the signs of it on me. And most of the Almighty people had the signs of it on them. Because think about it. I can think about one, and that's Brother Diallo. But think about it. I want y'all to think about it. Maybe y'all can help me out. I know it's been a minute. So I want y'all to help me out. With all of the police mishaps that have went on, I want y'all to help me. How many of these black people can you name are continental Africans? When I say that, I'm talking about from like Ghana, Senegal, Mauritania, Congo. How many of them that we know by their name, you can associate them and say, man, they from a nation out of Africa. It was about the only one that I can register. All the rest of them, when the names come up, those are what you call American Negroes or descendants of slaves. Brown, bland. I can keep going. For those that you trace it back, could it be a fall on them because this the sign? This the sign? And see, the African brothers and sisters that come, they not marching asking people why they picking. I want us to think a little bit. They not asking these questions. They come over, they can get things that you and I, who have been in this land, descendants of this land for years, can't even get. Say, man, how did you open that up? How you open that store up? Oh, I went. They showed me. I got money as soon as I got over. Man, they ain't giving. I don't even know about that. Programs geared for them. Not just only them. I'm talking about black person that come out of any place. And people that have been here devoid of that. I know a good friend. He out of Nigeria. They're real comfortable. Fly back to Nigeria, come back here. They found it real comfortable. And talk to him. He don't have the same outlook. And he darker than most of us in this room. But he don't have that same outlook. And won't talk the same way that we talk. And that's a lot of them. I'm asking y'all now. Don't just sit there now. Rattle through your mental Rolodex. How many of them do you see really talking about the struggle like you talk about the struggle? Because the answer is not many of them, and that should set off a light in our head that, man, this Israel is Israel. And it's not just black. We are a particular group of black people that the Almighty is talking about. Even though we hear with other black people, it's something that we are peculiar and relegated to us. While we looked at the certain way. I might be losing y'all. So I'm going.
All right. Right on the same thing.
45.
Yes, sir.
And 4.
Hallelujah. When y'all call my servants state, and Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me.
Hello?
I am.
He said, I called you. I called you. Yeah, you walking around, Smith, Thompson, Edward, but I called you. You belong to me. You don't know it. Just like many of us in this room. I walked around for the longest. Thomas. Mr. Thomas here, yes, all my school. Thomas, present. But y'all might have already called me from the womb. For the day that I had to be found of him. Or I had to find him. And accept him. I was his. Who been carrying me all them years? When I was doing crazy stuff. Who kept me? And I did some crazy stuff. I told y'all about some of them. Yeah. When the fingers on lawnmowers, when they running, grabbing the spark plug, gang. It should have been dead. Huh? Won't tell some of the other stuff, dear, because mama might still whip the mess out of me if she knew something. Just crazy stuff. Who kept me? Yeah. He said, you've always been mine. So we can't change that. Even when you were a son of Belial, he just turned you low in your base. But you were still Israel. You were still what he formed. He said you just went way, 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 way down. Way down. But this is not religion. This is a nation of people. And when our people say that to people, they cheapen the word of the Almighty. They take away from the word of the Almighty when they talk like that, like it's an organization or a club or a denomination, because it's not. People say, what is your religion? I don't have no religion. I have a set standard way I'm supposed to live. If anything, I got to describe it's a spirituality. But I say more so, it's a set standard and way I'm supposed to live. I don't have no religion. Who am I? I'm Israel. You Israel.
Hallelujah.
And it's good to always know who you are. Huh? That's why we caught up in German Fest. I ain't saying you can't go to German, but we caught up in everything but an Israelite Fest. We run down German Fest. I don't do chicken dance. What the I look like doing chicken dance? And you know how to do the chicken dance? Hey, only dance with chickens I do with jackets when they come out that skillet and get to that plate. Then we get to dancing. But we run German Fest, Italian Fest. Like I said, I ain't saying you can't go and say, but man, we don't know nothing about us. Nothing about us. And them days. That's why it's good. Y'all might say, I got days, I got times, I got appointed times. You can celebrate. Huh? This one of them.
Hallelujah.
Celebrating with each other. Can we come in? Huh? People be knocking, can we come in? No, you can't come here. We just recently had to tell somebody that. No, you can't come here. They said, oh man, oh shucks. You can't come here. Huh? It's something to us.
Hallelujah.
Something we can claim. Everybody else got something they can claim. Christ said, I am your Elohim. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me.
I am Yahweh, and there is none else.
There's none else.
There is no Elohim besides me.
This book is a message. This right here is a message to Israel to let him know and feel good about being with the Almighty. See? This goes back to what we talked about earlier. You got to serve him with joy and what?
Glad the Lord.
Because then you don't want to let him go. If he fill your life with joy and gladness, you won't walk around talking about I used to be. I was. I am. And will always be.
Hallelujah.
When you dig me up, I'm still going to hopefully come up saying, I'll be Israel. Where Israel at? Bring them out, bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out. Huh?
Hallelujah.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to be saying. Where they at?
Where they at?
Where they at? Bring them out, bring them out. That's what I'm going to be saying. I'm going to be looking for Israel to hit on extraterrestrials. Yes, angels are extraterrestrials. The word. Can
So right here.
somebody might be shocked, and then I know they're going to call somebody. Brother Aaron, teaching about aliens. He said there's extraterrestrials. Well, before you run with hot lips and want to start something, understand where I'm coming from. Yes, they extraterrestrials because the word is extra, which means more. That's right. That means more. And then the word that it is rest. I think I'm close. Yeah, they'll proof with me, I know. But I'm close. Terrestrial. And I do know the root of that terrestrial means earth. The word terrestrial, it means earth. So you're saying extraterrestrial. When you put it together, what they're saying is they're more than bound to being bound to the earth. They're more. Their capabilities are more than just being bound to the terrestrial. We're terrestrial. We're being bound to the earth. We can't go no further than that. They're extra because they're able to traverse earth and heavens. So they're extraterrestrial beings. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that Billy Joe see in the cornfields of Iowa. And the one that Becky Sue say came and abducted her and took her up and played with her all night long. And that's why she's pregnant. No, nobody know how she got pregnant. No, that's just a bunch of bull right there. I ain't talking about with the big old eyes and the E.T. We ain't talking about E.T. We talking about men. We talking about beings that the scriptures say the Almighty made higher than man. He said, for I made man a little lower than the angels. And what was that lower estate? That lower estate is we don't have all them full powers that they have where they come and they go in a blink of an eye, like the prophets would see. How they would come to them and they would hover over the river. How they would come to them and they would speak in a multitude of voices. How they would come to them and the prophets would see them and then you wouldn't see them. How they would come to them like this. Let's go to the book of 2 Kings. If I'm not mistaken. Second Kings, second chapter.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I know that everybody used to watching the little man on TV with the frizzed out hairdo, talking about ancient aliens. Second Kings,
yes, sir.
Second chapter.
Yes, sir.
First verse.
Hallelujah. And it came to pass when Yahweh would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal.
A whirlwind was going to come and swoop Elijah up.
And Elijah said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahweh hath sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they went down to Bethel. And the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, Knowest thou that Yahweh will take away thy master from thy head today? And he said, Yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace. And Elisha said unto him, Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee. For Yahweh has sent me to Jericho. And he said, As Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they came to Jericho. And the sons of the prophets that were at Jericho came to Elisha and said unto him, Knowest thou that Yahweh will take away thy master from thy head today? And he answered, Yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace. And Elijah said unto him, Tarry, I pray thee, here. For Yahweh hath sent me to Jordan. And he said, As Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And they too went on. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off. And they too stood by Jordan. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters. And they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me.
What did he ask for?
A double portion of his spirit.
Of his spirit. That's vital. Of his spirit. Of his spirit. Go ahead.
And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing.
He said, that's hard now. You asking for my double portion of my spirit? You asking a hard thing, man. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
So it came down and it parted. It got in between Elisha and Elijah. And he told him, now Elijah told Elisha, he said, it's a hard thing you're asking. But if you what? Say it, Elder. If you what? If you see me when I'm taken, then you can receive this. Now I'm about to get into something. Y'all got to stay with me. Because this right here that's about to happen is what they refer to as transcendency. Not just as simple as, well, poof, he took him up. He's talking about the fancy word in English is transcendency. And transcendency, in essence, is where the spirit can even overcome the physical living being. Doesn't happen to normal people. That's why it's called transcendency. Because he must be transcended in order to be able to go up. See, this is why people don't want to believe this story. Because he must be able to transcend in order to go up and be in the company of the Almighty. Now, people can't wrap their head around it, but you better wrap your head around it, because this is the same Elijah that the Almighty says, behold, I will send you back. Whom? Elijah. Before the what? Because what you think the Almighty done had him up there doing since the day that he took him and parted him from Elisha. What do you think the Almighty been doing with him since that time? He's been preparing him to come back for that mission. This is the only man you read about where the Almighty said he's sending him back before that, other than David.
Yes, sir.
But this is the only man that didn't go the way of all flesh.
That's right.
David is even wrote about. See, this is what people can't wrap their head around. David said, I won't be corrupted in the flesh. You will not suffer your Holy One to do so. And with Yah, all things are possible. It's not for every man, but all things are possible. But here, this man is not resurrected, but he's transcendent. That's why he tells him, because the factor of transcendency is such a great one. That's why he tells him, if you see me, because of what that does, if you see me, then you will have what you ask for. Because it will affect your spirit just that greatly that it will rub off. This process will rub off on you. I done lost some of you. Huh?
Right with you.
Yes, I have. I know I have. That's why he tells him, you ask a hard thing. This don't happen. They ain't like going in the room. I saw my daddy die. You get a double poison of his video, or just walking in the room and you just take somebody's clothes and throw them on you. Now you talking about, I got a double poison. No, that ain't what it was saying. Y'all, some of y'all laugh because y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he bequeathed me his shoes. So now I got a double poison. I got them on. I got a double. No, that ain't what it's saying. And I'm staying right with the book. I ain't opening up no other book, no pen. I'm writing in the book. It's just what the Almighty will show you. It's a hard thing because what is happening is a very miraculous thing. To see a man, if we walked out there right now, and the chariot, first of all, y'all saw the chariots of heaven come down, and it separated me between y'all. Y'all gonna stand there? Some of you probably gonna faint.
Right.
Some of you gonna run. Some of you ain't gonna know what to believe, how to express it. Some gonna be in disbelief. Do you see what's going on?
Yes.
Some of you just say that never happened. Because this is a miraculous thing that's happening. He said, but if you see me when this happens, then you can have it. So it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that there appeared the chariots of fire with horses of fire. And see, here's the other part about transcendency. Because the reason why some won't believe it, and I know they won't believe it, and they can say what they want, because people focusing in on the flesh. We talking about what make a man. And that's a man what? What make of a man? What make of you? Your spirit. That's what they came down to get. That's why I said it transcends the flesh. They came down in pursuit of carrying away his spirit. All of it is right here. That's why he asking for a double portion of his spirit. That's what it's wrapped up in. They came down in pursuit not of his flesh to drag him, but of his spirit. And with his spirit went his flesh.
Yes.
It came along as a residue. So that when he saw him, that even when they took him up, read the rest of it. Because what happened when they took him up?
And Elisha saw it.
He saw it.
And he cried, my father, my father.
My father, my father.
The chariot of Israel.
First he was astonished that he even seen the horsemen and chariots, heavenly hosts come out of heaven. They say, my father, I can't believe it. The hosts of heaven have come to get him. And Elisha saw it, cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. But what did happen? So he took hold of his own what?
Oh.
After that, he broke out of his clothes, rent them in two pieces, and he took up also the man's what? What was left, what fell from him as the Almighty took him up in transcendence. His mantle, no, mantle is something you put on, wrap around you. That fell off of him because he didn't need. That's earthly. He passed that now. He was adorned in something greater. See, I know I'm going someplace. They're gonna say that's what fell back. That's what was left behind. And when it was left behind, Elijah saw it and said, took the mantle that fell from him and went back and stood by the bank of the Jordan. And he said, I have his mantle now. Now I want to test. I want to test if I receive what I asked for. And he took the mantle of Elijah that fell from him and he smote the waters with it. And he said, where is Yahweh, the Elohim of Elijah? Is he with me? Because I know he was with him. So is he with me? And when he also had smitten the waters, they parted thither and thither. And Elisha was able to walk through the waters on dry land. Because now he has spiritual power resonating through him, left and transferred through him, just as he asked Elijah for. This is about spirit more than flesh. But people can't receive it because we more about flesh than we are about spirit. That's why we can't even understand about being Israel. And nobody would ever say that I'm not Israel anymore once you have received that spirit, save Yahweh taking that spirit away from you. Because this is about spirit and not about flesh. What we do for the spirit makes our flesh and enhances our flesh. Men saw these extraterrestrials in the spirit. That's why I would tell you a trance fell over, or they went here, or sometimes they could see, and we about to read, and another man couldn't see because they were in the spirit. They were walking in the spirit. See, this ain't from Christianity, from church. They might preach, but they didn't get this from that. This is the truth of Scripture. They were walking in the spirit. Moses walked in the spirit for 40 days and 40 nights. He wasn't walking in flesh. That's why he didn't know how long he was even gone. That's why he didn't need bread nor water, because he was operating in spirit. And the Almighty was sustaining him in spirit and in truth. He had everything he needed when he crossed that plain. That's why when he came down, man, the people said he'd been gone for a long time. To him, it was a snap of the finger. Spirit. Daniel now, wasn't they called with flesh? Their spirit was knitted with the Almighty. His spirit subdued the lions in the den. It's a spirit that was there. The lion said, hey, we just gonna chill. Stroking her. Because the spirit of the men that took him out, that they threw down, said they jumped up to meet him before they even came down the pit and was breaking their bones. Because they had not the spirit. I see. It's the spirit. And how you deal. When he says subdue and have dominion, he's talking about in the spirit. Animals sense your spirit.
That's right. Hallelujah.
They sense your spirit. They show this on TV. I tell them for all the time. 3 men over in Africa run off a whole group of lions after they made a kill. And they say to one of them, they turn to one another, they say, you ready? And they tell them, you ready? You ready? And they all get up and they all walking in the same spirit. And they project that. And you should see them as they walking towards the prey. The lions just take off. They run everywhere, hiding behind rocks, hiding behind trees. And they go and they cut a hind leg off of what they killed, and they get it, and they bring it, and they take it back. And then the lions, you see them, and they start looking, what did we just let happen? You can see them looking at each other. They're like, what just happened here? Then they go back, sniff the little carcass, like, what just happened here? But they explain themselves. They say, we all, because if one of you don't feel that way, don't go. Because we all get tore up. So you better make sure all 3 of us got the same spirit. I guess we're dealing with spirits today.
Hallelujah.
That's why our home broken.
Yeah.
Because the spirit. Who got that song? Who sang that song? Somebody sing that song. The spirit of Yah ain't there with everybody. Well, I'll show you who sing that song. Go to Psalm 60. Go to Psalms. I'll show you who sing that song. Go to Psalm. I guess sooner or later we'd have to teach the spirit.
Psalm 61 more.
Psalm 61. Psalm 68.
Yeah.
See, spirit, we gotta understand. We gotta understand this, the spirit. Psalm 68. One verse. Couple verses. Give me verse 4. Start at verse 4.
Hallelujah. Psalm 68, verse 4. Sing unto Elohim. Sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Yah.
And that's where everything should start. When we start dedicating unto Yah. Sing praises unto Yah. Sing praises unto his name. Go ahead.
And a father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is Elohim in his holy habitation. Elohim setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains.
You know what that word solitary here means, refers to? Huh? No. Well, solitary here, the word solitary here was set. You know what it is? It says, in other words, Yahweh sets the unity in families. The word there is to become or be one. Yahweh sets this. How is it set? It's set. That's why all that was important that I had to start where he said, sing unto Elohim. Sing praise to his name. Everybody had to be on that same page in that same spirit of receiving Yah and rejoicing in Yah. You can't prove it. Yes, I can. Isn't that what offended David?
Yeah.
He was rejoicing in Yah. Micah wasn't of the same what? Spirit. All she saw was his flesh. So she confronted him with something that was fleshly when he was operating in the spirit of Yah. And it drove a what? Wedge between them for the rest of their life. Because he said, we ain't on the same page. Didn't think, asking about extraterrestrial, we would get into the spirit, did we? But Yahweh set the unity. And we're not unified just because we say we won. You got to be unified in spirit. The spirit's got to be unified. We're going to bring it back up again. It ain't just about lip service.
Hallelujah.
So when you unify the spirit, see, marriage is a beautiful thing.
Hallelujah.
Any relationship where it's totally unified, it's a beautiful, because you can start even thinking alike. You ain't talked to the person you with all day long, and you come to the door, look at what I got. And they tell, man, I was just sitting here thinking about some fried chicken and macaroni and cheese and collard greens and cornbread. And you went by our favorite restaurant, and lo and behold, that's what you come in the door with. Baby, I could sense that's what you wanted. Oh, bless your heart.
Hallelujah.
Bless your heart. You wait till later. I can sense something too. But you're united. You're united.
That's right.
You're united. And there's nothing like unity. These are not just slogans and things. I'm talking about what's real, spirit. I live with elders that death did them part. And they've been together so long, they didn't look like husband and wife, they look like brothers and sisters. They knew what the other one thought. They could finish each other's sentences. I mean, it was there. Yah says the solitary, the unity, the becoming one. Not off track. That's why he said in Malachi, let's go.
Hallelujah.
Malachi 2.
Hallelujah.
14.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
Young women, find a man that's not only going to be a husband, since they talking about tomorrow, find a man that's not only going to be a husband, and not just only be a baby dad, find a man that's going to be a father.
Hallelujah.
A father who's ready to do everything. Got the right spirit. And young men, don't make no steps till you're ready to be a father with that kind of spirit. Because the Almighty said this in verse 14, chapter 2.
Yet he said, wherefore, because Yahweh hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously.
He witnessed against both of them, the husband and the wife. Because the man been a good man, don't mess that up. Don't tarnish that. If he done tried to be a good man and satisfy you in every way that you think a man can, don't do things to mess that up.
Hallelujah.
Then want to blame him, on him. No. But he gonna witness against that man, and that man ain't trying to be all that he should try to be. He gonna call him on the carpet. That's why he the Elohim of judgment that it say he is. He's been witness between all this. So don't deal treacherously with her, because she's our companion. She's the wife of your covenant. And then he says in 15.
And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the spirit.
Did he not?
One.
Did he not make a twain or two a unity? Did he not set the solitary? That's a question. Because if you found the right, if you let Yahweh find you the right person, then he will. But if we didn't let him set the solitary, then we can't blame him.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
We didn't let him set the solitary. Because we didn't operate in the spirit. We ran out and grabbed the joker just because he looked fine. Or he made X amount of dollars. Or she was all dolled up. She batted her eyes real good. Laughed at every joke you said, even though they wasn't funny. You knew they wasn't funny. She just laughed away. Ego swelling up. But nobody got into the spirit. Well, what you really think about this? Well, how are you really when it's like this? When life is like this? Can I find out this about you before I make a go any further with you? How serious are you really? Huh? Young lady, have me? You know what? Get married again, young lady. You want to? You might want to go somewhere else. I'm gonna tell you. That's what I learned. I ain't got advancing. I ain't got time to pull no punches. I'm gonna give it to you. It is like this. Take it or leave it. Who you are. Let that be. People play too many games. Didn't Frank Beverly say too many games that people play? Then people get hurt.
Yep.
Spirit. Find out the person's spirit. Alicia said, try the spirit, by the spirit. But that's what the Creator wants. He wants the spirit. He said, and did he not make of twain, of two, a unity, so that he might have the right, when you produce children, you might produce children that have the right spirit.
Oh, God.
So that he might produce a holy seed. Take heed, therefore, of your spirit. And he's speaking real strong to men this Father's Day weekend. If you listen. It's about time somebody tell the truth. Stop talking all this mad and talking about women make the nation. Get out of here.
Right.
I ain't taking nothing away from him. But the word of the Almighty is that he started with man. And he holds man ultimate accountable for how everything is set up. Stop passing it off on. No. He wants you to be strong, and he wants you to get a strong woman, and she is to desire you, and in her desire you, she will be with you.
Hallelujah.
She will work with you, not necessarily follow you, but she will work with you because she desired to be with you. But you keep your act intact and don't act like no fool. Then you won't pass the buck. No, we wrong because what the Almighty, how he done destroyed the men in Israel.
That's right. That's right.
Weak men.
Weak.
While we got weak boys.
Weak.
Thinking they men. I'm 18. Right. I'm a man. And like somebody said, your mama still paying your phone bill.
Right.
Cell phone bill. You a man. You still down in the basement. Tell me, mama, what you fix for dinner? Mama still telling you better be back in here by 10:30 But you running something. Yeah, your mouth. Step up. Oh, they hate Brother Aaron, don't they? Therefore, take heed to your spirit. But it's about the spirit. So the extraterrestrial, the angels, yes, they extraterrestrials. And they were seen. See, that's why people be talking. Oh, yeah, I saw angels. You ain't seen nothing. You just talking because people didn't say you can see angels there. Like, yeah, I seen them. You ain't seen nothing. You saw Bubba walking through the hallway. That's all. I saw him. Get out of here. Second Kings.
Yes, sir.
Let me show you another place. So, talking about the spirit. Go to chapter 6.
Hallelujah.
You got chapter 6?
Yes, sir.
Start at verse 12.
2 Kings chapter 6, verse 12. And one of his servants said, none, my master, O king, but Elisha the prophet, that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
And he's not there.
And
He's not there. Read this whole story. The king of Syria said, how did the children of Israel know the move we making? And the man come back, the servant come back to the king. He said, because they have in their midst, they have a prophet in Israel. And he telleth the king all the words that you speak. And he said, go spy out where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And was told him, saying, behold, he's in Dothan. Therefore he sent, the king of Syria sent thither horses, chariots, and a great host. He didn't send 1 or 2 men to go get him. He sent a great host after Elisha. And they came by night and compassed the city about. They circled the city. That's how great the host was. They circled the city around. And when the servant of the man of Elohim was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? Be all right. How shall we do? And he answered, Elisha answered his servant and said, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. He told the young man that was with him, he said, what you afraid of? He said, you see this little measly army or something? What you afraid of? Them that's with us is more than them that's with them. Now the servant was standing there saying, what this old man talking about? Then Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray you, open his eyes that he may see. Now his eyes, he ain't talking about this, because he can already see, because he saw all that army out there. When Alicia praying, he's asking him to open his what? Spiritual eyes. That he can see what you can't see with your fleshly eyes. He wanted to operate in the spirit, see in the spirit. So he prayed to Yah in the spirit, open like mine is open. Because of course I should be spiritually perceptive because I received a double portion of Elijah's spirit. So I'm a spiritually awoken. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man. And he saw. And behold, he saw extraterrestrials. So they didn't take no road up to the mountain.
Right.
They didn't come riding in on horses out the valley up on the mountain. His eyes was open, and all of a sudden when he looked, he saw the mountain, and the mountain had what on it? Full of horses, chariots of fire, the same one that swept down and took up Elijah. That's what the man saw. Round, and they were all over the mountain. These extraterrestrials. These beings that's more than bound to the earth, who came and can go as they please. That's what Elijah wanted him to see. He wanted him to see them extraterrestrials. So when somebody asks me, are they extraterrestrials? Yes, they are. Just not in the way that you bought the concept of extraterrestrials, and just not with the understanding that you have of extraterrestrials. To answer your question, else, huh? And we see them in the operating in the spirit, not solely in our flesh. That's why who was that? Couldn't see the angel when he stood in the crossway, and the donkey could, because the donkey wasn't looking with flesh eyes. The donkey was looking with his instincts, his spiritual instinct, because animals operate. Don't you know animals operate in spirit? Dogs really don't see. Did y'all know that? Dogs sense and they smell. Their nose is highly sensitive and they sense things. Animals sense things. And they work off of that sensing of things around. They're very keen, in other words. Man's mind is dead because it's so polluted. That's why I would say there's angels. There's angels right now. We won't see them because we want the mind, the spirit. You have to be spiritual to deal with spiritual things. But it's possible. More than possible. Spirit. I tell my son. And my sister said, in the Songs of Solomon, beautiful. Huh? Isn't that bad? That's like a duet between Luther Vandross and Patti LaBelle going on. But when I read it, you know what I'm getting out of it? You know what it's touching? It's touching my spirit.
Yeah.
Now some might say game. It ain't game. He ain't running game. He just speaking of what's essential, and that's a person's spirit. You don't have to be no player. You don't have to have smooth words. Speak to women. and speak to their spirit. And you speak to their spirit with your spirit. Let them know how you are. Before we go any further, one of my lovely brothers just walked in. I do want to acknowledge him.
Hallelujah. Shalom.
Brother, teacher, Brother Zerubbabel. Israel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's read a little bit of this. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. If you don't mind, my brother.
Yes, sir. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. The songs of songs, which is Solomon. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth.
Oh.
For thy love is better than wine.
Oh.
Because of the savor of thy good ornament, thy name is an ornament poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chamber. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. I am black, but come, ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Ani Shakur, or Shakur Ani. I am black, but calmly.
As the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun had looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyard, but my own vineyard have I not kept. Tell me, O thou, whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon. For why should I be as one that turneth aside by the flocks of thy companions? If thou know not, O thou fairest among women, go thy way forth by the footsteps of thy flock, and feed thy kids before the shepherd's tent. I have compared thee, O my love, to a company of horses in Pharaoh's chariot. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. We will make thee borders of gold with studs of silver. While the king sitteth at his table, my spikenard sendeth forth the smell thereof. A bundle of myrrh is my well beloved unto me. He shall lie all night betwixt my breasts. My beloved is unto me as a cluster of a campfire in the vineyards of Engaddi. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes. Behold, thou art fair. My beloved, yea, pleasant, also our bed, pleasant, also our bed is green. The beams of our houses of cedar, and our rafters of fir.
All right.
Hallelujah.
Doesn't really give us much. There, the word as it's used, it says a string, a row. So it doesn't give us much there as to borders. So I can't really say if it was talking about making fringes or borders or what the border perhaps is. If the borders is borders in the clothing, meaning to make kind of the borders in your clothes to make him wear that he'll wear. Because when I read it, it says, "We will make the borders of gold with studs of silver, while the king sitteth at his table." So reading it in that context, it looked like it's something that he might be adorned in, because he's saying while he's sitting at his table, we'll make borders, whatever it is that you have on. It's got borders for perhaps the borders, how you embroider something, and it's make you stand out. So, and it just says strings. The word is tour. It says strings in one application, but it says rows and something else. But it doesn't give no high indication as to whether or not it could be talking about. Now, it could be in no border, but I'm not saying it's not. But it don't give no indication directly as to either or. Was that everybody's? We hit the little ETs and ah, oh boy. Let's go. Deuteronomy. That's what it was. Deuteronomy. Let's go. Let's go. Daniel, we'll see, say tomorrow.
Question.
Oh, yes, sir.
I think we addressed this before,
But
it just dawned on me today because I seen the sign for it. Because today, what it is, being on the Hill College, it is also a day that's recognized as Juneteenth.
Yes, yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't really know about Juneteenth, but it was just on my mind. I just thought about it. I don't want to do any much about Juneteenth or something that's what you be doing with it or anything, or just something good to participate in it or acknowledge it. That's my question.
And I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I know a very overview of it. I know parts of it was it's the recognition of celebrating that it came in a time when the slave was supposedly set free, and some of the slaves didn't know it, so they returned back to find that slavery was supposed to be quote unquote over. Now I did hear something the other day because they were saying it. She said, because she was giving the history of it. She said slavery was supposed to be quote unquote over, but the master was still had something to do with the celebration of Juneteenth, because he was still giving out meats and stuff like that to induce the slave to continue to work for him. Even though slavery was over, that was his way of keep feeding him so that he don't bite the hand that feed him. And he stayed right here with us. Because we kicked him out, slavery was over, okay, you free. But where you gonna go? Because that's basically what they did. Then they opened their door back up and said, well look, here you go. Now, what's that doing to the mind? I haven't had nothing in a long time. I don't know where to start. So when I'm out here all alone, I'm looking, I'm saying, where do I start? Then you open back up the door and say, you start right here. Where am I going to start? I'm going to start right back there where I was at. So I'm not, on paper, I was free, but in principle, I'm still in bondage, which we was, because slavery it wasn't no freedom. It only changed to what they call sharecropping. That's all it changed, just changed to another form. But they were celebrating the fact that they had supposed to be in emancipated. And it's something geared for the descendants of slaves. That's far I do know. I tell you, I haven't never really honestly wrapped myself into it. And then the young lady said something that it also, she devoted because she's in that society where they throws the parties and stuff. She said it was supposed to rival 4th of July or something of that nature as well. Yeah, right. So, I mean, I wouldn't tell nobody not to, but I wouldn't just try to jump through no hoops to get involved in it. Like I said, we have things of the Almighty that if we want to embrace them, this is what we embrace. He's giving us good things to celebrate. This is what we want to embrace. He's giving us days and times to celebrate that far outdate our slavery and any emancipation that never took place. Anything. Return back to this. This is the festive occasion. There is no festive occasion you can come up with that you can make up. No Kwanzaa, no nothing else that you can make up in captivity that can rival what will happen when we return back to the Almighty and we go back home and we celebrate these festive occasions, these Moedim that He have proclaimed. There is none. We won't know no celebration like the Feast of Tabernacles. We won't know no celebration like the Feast of Weeks. We won't know what it is like we feasted when we all went to Jerusalem for Passover and unleavened bread and you stayed there for 7 days. We won't know that. I know what they're doing, but it don't compare. Where the Almighty said, come with money, come with goats of the first year, come with lambs of the first year, buy and sell, make your heart merry. You and your household, make sure everybody is just happy and partying. Huh? Then we'll be up there, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Up in here. Huh? Yeah. We don't know nothing. Huh? And we won't know nothing. Like I said, I'm not saying don't involve yourself in it, but it fails in comparison to this day. Do you believe that? It fails in comparison to the Sabbath day. I'm telling y'all, I'll be having a good time. I don't know about nobody else. Sometimes y'all scare me. But I'll be having a good time.
Yes, sir.
Y'all get to singing. Even put my little squeaky voice on songs. Be bringing all kind of vittles in here. Now I can't wait to get home. I'm doing 40 and 25s. So I can get home to the plate that I haven't ate on all day long. And I go in my room, close the door. Because I tell you, y'all didn't get no way I was at class. Shame on you. Too bad. It's my time. I have a great time on the Sabbath day.
Oh, God.
So I'm indifferent about it either way. All right? Let's go. Deuteronomy 24. Yah is righteous. It's almost 8 o'clock, so we're going to get out of here ending with this one, Jack. I know what it is to tackle these boys. At least they used to put an age on it. These topics right here. You can't tackle these at the beginning of the day and middle of the day because they're going to age you. You say these for when you're on the way out the door. No, I'm just playing. Let's go. All we got to do is stick with it. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 24,
Yes, sir.
verse 1.
Hallelujah. When a man had taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her.
Now let me tell you what that when a man has taken a wife and married. That don't mean when he done grabbed somebody and laid down with him. I want them to stop this mess right now that they teach.
Yes, sir.
You just grab a woman and lay with her. Yes. You married to her.
No.
That's the farthest thing from the book and from the way of the Almighty. If you telling me that, then how many of our mamas were married to a slave owner because he just simply grabbed her and laid with her? But then you tell me that she was married to him. Last I checked, she wasn't. Didn't work then, and it don't work now. When he say he took her, that meant he possessed her, but that meant he possessed her by taking her off and letting everybody know this is my woman. She's taken. She's spoken for. She's with me. I have taken her. Or in the case like Ruth and Boaz, where it said, and he purchased her with everything else that came along with the inheritance. He took her. But it don't mean you took her home, y'all snuck upstairs in the middle of the night, did what y'all did, and the next morning you telling her when you married. Slap you. And then flee from you. That's some old hedonistic kind of thinking. Caveman style marriage. He ran out and busted her over the head and dragged her back home by the hair, and they married. Get out of here. Come on, Israel. No. When he took her, and he what? Read that again.
When a man have taken a wife.
When he had taken a wife, taken a woman.
And married her.
And married her.
And it came to pass.
And I can show you in the book where marriage, there were ceremonies.
Yes, sir.
Leah was given in ceremony. Leah was given in ceremony. Samson. When they talk about Samson and his wife, it said they made a feast for days. So, cuz was the custom of the men of Israel to do. Yes, because this mess got to stop. Go ahead.
When a man have taken a wife and married her, and it comes to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement.
Now he gonna write her this paper and tell her now, like Drew Hill, we not in love no more. We ain't even trying to change. It's got to go. Or like Beyonce for some of y'all. To what? To left, to left. Yeah. Everything you own. In this case, he telling her to the left, everything you own. In the box. To the left. Go ahead.
Then he write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand.
So it ain't like Islam. I divorce you. Divorce you. Divorce you. 3 times and it's over with. Because that's what the woman can do in Islam. Yeah. Man woke up, said, wife told him, I divorced you last night. He said, huh? He said, you didn't hear it? I said, I divorced you, I divorced you, I divorced you. They took it to the Islamic court. They said, did she say she divorced you? He said, she might. I was asleep. She said, I did. They said, divorce granted. He said, doggone it. Well, they probably did him a favor if you got somebody like that. But he have to write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her what? See, that's why we know we ain't doing it. Now watch this. If it's a bill of divorcement given in her hand to divorce her, then it had to be something that was done to prove that you was what? Married. Deductive reasoning. And he can send her out of his
house.
Gentlemen, young gentlemen, send her out of
your house.
Because you sure can't put her out of the house that she paying a note for.
Hallelujah. And can't put out one that her name on.
Get out. What? Last I checked, my name on all this. In other words, hint to the wise is sufficient. Yeah. Establish yourself before you think about getting married and bringing on somebody. Establish yourself, and I mean establish yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now don't do it to be mean and nasty, and hold that overhead that, this my. But establish yourself so you ain't got to worry about being out on the street.
Hallelujah.
Mama, she put me out tonight. What happened now? Can I stay in? Because a man's supposed to what? Leave his
mama
and his
daddy.
Cleave unto what?
His wife.
Now if she don't want to cleave back unto him, show her the door.
Hallelujah.
But you don't get shown the door. They say when men go through divorce, that's a big misconception. Woman tell them, get out of my house. Now if your name ain't on here, you leave. This is my house. I work for this. I toil for this. I go to work every day. I break my back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't being even. I break my back for this place. This is my house. Anybody got to leave that's unhappy, you leave. Maybe while you gone, you'll find yourself. You'll realize what you're missing out on, what you have. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and what?
Be another man's wife.
She can go and get with somebody else. Or maybe she think you over the hill now. Let's float up. Maybe you don't light her fire. Well, that's all right. I ain't got to hold tie you and make you stay. Like Bobby Womack said, I say it all the time. You think you're lonely now. Wait until the night. Because you'll never find no one like me. You'll find somebody. I ain't telling you ain't going to find nobody else. You ain't going to find nobody like me. Because I am me, and there's only one of me.
Hallelujah.
Now, if somebody else going to make you happy, you roll the dice, and you go ahead with your bad self.
All right.
But you ain't going to find nobody like me. Now, in some cases, I'll tell you that's good when a woman don't find somebody like who she leaving. That's a good thing for her. But I'm speaking of me. You ain't going to find nobody. And that ain't pride or arrogance. That's just knowing who I am and what I bring to the table. And everybody should have that opinion about themselves, man and woman. Know what you bring to the table. Know your worth.
Right.
Because you can't be valuable to somebody else if you don't know what your own value is.
Ain't that right? Ain't that right?
And they can devalue you.
Right.
Man or woman.
Right.
So you better know your value.
Hallelujah.
But she can go if she wants and find another man and become his wife.
Verse 3.
Go ahead.
And if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement.
That's the second one she married. Now he got it. And he said, boy, I found out why your first husband divorced you. Good. Night Irene. You got to go. Get out of here. If the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement.
And get it in her hand. And send her out of his house.
Oh, send her out of whose house?
His house.
So letting you know this was a standard in Israel. That men be men, men have the house. Because the second one sending her out of his house. Go ahead.
Or if the latter husband died, which took her to be his wife,
Mm-hmm.
her former husband,
Uh-oh.
her former husband,
That first one, that former one.
which sent her away,
Who sent her away?
may not take her again.
What can he not do?
Take her again
Come
to
on.
be his wife.
Come back here, girl. Huh? I gotta reference another movie again. Y'all seen that movie Taken 3?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
In Taken 3, there's a scene because he divorced from his wife. And she married to another man. But she ride over to his house one night and he over there cooking. And she tried to lean over and she tried to rekindle fire with him. And he said, "No go, Joe. You get married to old boy. It ain't that kind of party. We had memories, we had good time, but it ain't that kind of party." He said, "We don't play musical chairs like that." Go ahead. He said, "He should not take it. The former one cannot go and take her."
Which sent her away may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled.
Unless you live in Saudi Arabia or Turkey or Istanbul or Damascus, Syria, or any Muslim nation. Because if you want your wife back after you have divorced her in a Muslim nation, you must wait until she get married to somebody else. Then you can marry her. Yes, totally the opposite of the Almighty law.
You gotta wait till she get married.
Yes, before you can marry, if you want to marry again, she must go and marry somebody else. And then if that don't work out and she want to come back to you, then you can marry her again under Islamic law. But the Quran is supposed to be the scriptures revealed to Muhammad, a continuation of scripture. Finish that. Christ said this should not be done because after that she is
defiled.
Defiled.
For that is abomination before Yahweh. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin.
Causing the land to sin.
Which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee for an inheritance.
Now what was the gist of it? I know you said he read it and everything. Do you want to know?
No, I was saying that when you sent her out of her house, she didn't go get married. I know they said.
Well, that's not in the confines here of doing nothing transgressing. Yeah, he can take her back. Yeah, as long as she don't go and hook up with nobody else. That's what period of separation you might have to do. Like I said, she might have to find herself. Maybe she going through some kind of crisis or something. Stop appreciating. Absence make the heart grow fonder sometimes. But she can't go and like they be doing in Hollywood. They do that a lot in Hollywood. They divorce, they get married, they divorce. She go marry somebody else, they divorce. Then the next thing you know, she back to dating the other guy that she was with the first time. That's a bunch of confusion. Yes, one of the good examples. And the Almighty said it's a defilement. But as long as she remains single, yeah. You can come back to him. Baby, I thought about it. Yeah. Cold bed sheets. Huh? These nice walls. It wasn't so nice other places, was it? Huh? Huh? You didn't have walls of fir and cedar wood like Solomon. Who won't leave that? Spikenard and all that smell. Ain't Solomon worried about you? You want to what? There you go. Yeah. But no, see, that's why Mika, that's why she was always David's wife. Now somebody might ask about that, but see, David didn't divorce Mika. Saul took Mika away from him and gave her to another man. That's why he went back and said, "Give me back my wife." He never divorced her. That was done by her father out of his hatred for David. He said, "Come on, I'm gonna hook you up with him." So David said, "Nah, she wasn't never yours anyway, because I never divorced her. That's mine. Come on back." So that don't fall under these perimeters. The comments, 805. Any comments on that? Did that answer your question? Let me know now. Anything else go along with it, let me know. But this is law. This is what we must know. This is Torah. Same thing with Samson. They took his wife and messed with it. That's why he said, if you had not plowed with my heifer, you wouldn't found the riddle. You wouldn't found out the riddle. Almighty saying when they divorced. That's why he's putting such a premium on breaking when it's absolutely broken up. You have to be very, very, very sure when you're talking divorce. You have to make sure that it's absolutely unrepairable. Everything is out of that tank. There's just emptiness if you're going to talk divorce. Because if there's a shred of feeling anything, then you might just need to work through. You just need to work through that. So that's why I said, be very, very sure. Because he hated putting away because of all the aspects of what divorce does. Divorce is a destroyer. It's a destroyer of men, destroyer of women. It's a destroyer if you have children involved. It's a destroyer and have collateral damage. Because a lot of times I can be done built a relationship with people within that family, and when we get divorced, I can't even deal with them real good because of the sentiments of the divorce. It's a destroyer. And that's why the Almighty said, I hate it. It is absolutely the last resort. People say, what if the person this, what if the person that? Read Abigail. And what she would have had to put up with for years being with Nabal. And he wasn't the best of kind of fellas to be with. And he'd been like that ever since she was with him. But she stayed with him, endured that until the day that Yahweh didn't want her to endure anymore. And she took this evil, careless man out of her life and replaced it with King David. That her latter days were better than her former days. All them years spent in turmoil and turmoil with somebody that didn't know how to love her, she got them days back when she met David, because she met somebody that knew how to love her. But she didn't run out on him, play around on him. She just accepted the man that she was with. And probably prayed to Yah that day did come where she could get rid of him. But that which is put together, don't let it be broke up so easy. But that's why you got to do the groundwork and the hard work to make sure what you put together is pretty solid. It ain't to say people don't change, but we got to be real. It ain't to say people don't change. Because sometimes you can do your due diligence as well as you can do it. And people change. As Solomon said, there's time and chance to happen to us all. So people change, things change. But at least say you did your diligence. Say you did your diligence. And you don't change. You remain the same. Don't let the house be broken because of you. Almighty gonna deal with whoever is in the wrong. Don't let it be you. See, that's why I said it was good that we say that today, because y'all got your head down and feeling a certain kind of way. Brothers, I'm gonna exit through the back door. Son, get the keys, go fine. We'll come pick the bags up tomorrow. They feeling a certain kind of way when we talk about topics like this. But no, they're important. They're important. So we got to consider. We got to consider Israel. We call people out to witness our unions. We got to consider and not let it be unions just because maybe we made a mistake and we just got to shack up. We got to consider that we doing everything and we done did everything to make sure this is a union. But when we call people out and say, come and celebrate us getting united, we putting the Almighty in the midst of this. Because one last thing, go to Psalm. See, and I stand here free as a bird being able to teach like this because I'm not accountable and answering to nobody except the Almighty Yah. So them that don't like the message, they don't have to like the message. 127.
Hallelujah. Psalm 127.
For man and woman, when we call the Almighty out or call people out, and that's why we call them out, to celebrate. 127:1.
Hallelujah. Except Yahweh build the house.
Except Yahweh build the house.
They labor in vain to build it.
When I tell you I found bone in my bone, flesh in my flesh, I better start understanding what I'm saying to you. Because I'm telling you, Yahweh done build my house. And I shouldn't be lying to you. You shouldn't come, if he built my house, you shouldn't come and find in my house what you can find in the Christian house down the street, which is chaos, bedlam, mayhem, confusion, hatred, uptightness, anger, cheating, deceit. You shouldn't find that in my house if Yahweh had built my house. Where my wife is unhappy because I'm unjustly doing her wrong. You shouldn't find that in my house. And I tell you, Yahweh had built it. Say if Yahweh had built the house, they what?
They build it in vain.
They labor in vain to build it.
They build it. Except Yahweh keep the city. The watchmen walk waking, but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late.
It's vain to live a life where you worrying about everything. You up early worrying. You up late worrying. You can't get, and through the middle of the day, you worrying. Now compound that you worrying about somebody that's supposed to be trustworthy, that you love, but you up early. She got on perfume when she went to work. What joke is she going to see? She working overtime. She working too late. I wonder who he is. I'm on edge. Then you at work. Can't work. Getting ready to get fired. Because you making all kind of mistakes. You driving the bus, going through red lights. I didn't see that. Because your mind on this, you swinging a hammer, breaking everything you hit. Bang, bang. Man, what did you do in this room? Oh. Because you were so enraged at the thought that somebody is with somebody. No. Not if your house is built on Yah. Because everybody know the parameters. You ain't worried. She ain't worried about you. He meeting up at the women meeting. Okay, and maybe they need him to speak on the topic. That's all he there to do. He don't want none of them. Huh? Yes, long facing now. We almost done. We almost done. Come on, brother, finish this up. So we can get out of here. I done went too far. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Lo, children are inheritance of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is his reward.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rewards.
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Even though sometimes I want to give them the Simpson chokehold, they rewards.
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
All of them. Wouldn't know what I'd do without them. Huh? Even though I love when Sister Zuriel come take one of them, and I found something to do. Okay? Matter of fact, you can have a night tonight. No, they're rewards. This a message again in today's time. It's not enough to be baby daddies. It's not enough to get with a woman just to give her a child, and then when you give her a child, you want to check out. And women, don't let men do that to you. Make them or break them. Either you going to or you get away from me. Because you got to own some of this as well. We need fathers. You need dedicated men. That's dedicated to you and dedicated to the family. We don't need drop-in center men. Yeah, drop and center men. Yeah, I dropped in and we sent you back out the door. No, we don't need them. Go ahead, 4.
Verse 4. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth.
Because fathers, that's why you're going to take time with them. These your arrows. You got to think about your spiritual bow. These your arrows. You got to guide them. You got to take time with them. It ain't about just flashing them some dollars or talking about I'm your daddy. No, you got to give them guidance so that they can hit that mark. And that mark is righteousness. That mark is manhood. He won't know how to get the manhood lest he hang with me. And I show him manhood. He won't get there. That's why I tell you, let's roll. Let's roll. And we talk about some of everything. Don't we? Huh? And it ain't awkward. It ain't like on TV. Oh, you don't talk about that. Oh, talk about that. That's awkward. We talk about some of everything. Because who better for him to hear from than to hear from me?
That's right.
No teacher can give it to them like I can. No friend show enough can give it because they don't know nothing. And it ain't supposed to be for uncle. It ain't supposed to be for them. It's supposed to come from me. Because what I say should carry weight with him because we father and we son. And I bless y'all to give me days that do that with all of them. Then let me go the way of all flesh. But let me guide them first. Because my words should be the words you hear above all others. When your friend's talking to you, my voice should be in your ear. My opinion. That girl. That's here in the book. That ain't just it. I like that girl. Says Esau saw that it grieved Rebekah and Isaac because he had took the daughters of Canaan. So he tried to, and they sent Isaac to go to their father, to their kindred. Esau tried to stay in line with it and went to Ishmael, trying to make up after he had already married daughters that grieved them, because it grieved them, and he saw that broke their heart. So even the opinion of whom you gonna be with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That should let me take you home to daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Like I said, when she 80 years old, you better bring him by here. Cane and all. He ain't saying the right thing. He old too. She 80, he old. We all old. We just nap together. We don't even know that she want to get married. That's all. Don't know why you here. But no. And likewise with him. Bring her here. I want to see her. Don't hide her from me. I ain't gonna embarrass you much. But bring her here. I want to see her. You should be concerned with what I think. Happy is the man that have his quiver full of them. And mine is. I don't need no more. I had a real small hole in my quiver. It fit 4 arrows. That's all I need. They shall not be ashamed. But having children is a blessed thing, because it says they shall subdue the enemies. Huh? That's what them children see. Y'all give me a few minutes.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Relationship. You toil. You strive. You take time. My sister said earlier, they trust you. He don't even know me. I'm looking in his eyes already. He's like, hey. But he trusts me. This should not be broken. How much more so they trust their mother and their father. Relationships should not be broken. And you do that because later on in life, what went out come back. The way you took care of them, they should rally around you and subdue your enemies in the gate when you can't fight for yourself, just like at one time they couldn't fight for themselves. It comes back full circle. All right. You want the spotlight? Here it is. You want to say something? All right. Huh? That's right. So they should subdue the enemies in the gate. Meaning one day they'll take care of you. You got it. Thank you. Hallelujah.
Go home with it tonight. Go home with it tonight.
Any comments? That was my last thoughts. Any comments? From anybody? Yes, sir. Elder. Our elder does.
Yeah, that was a very good point you brought out on marriage. I've heard a lot of Israelites say that once they had a relationship with a girl, they married. It's good to hear yourself bring that out. That's not so.
Yes. Yes. I had a brother that called me. He might be listening or he might get a chance to watch it because he said he was asked about that. You have congregations, you have camps, and that's what they teach. They teach you just grab a woman, you have sex with her, and you married to her. They said, what about when a man calls a woman? Is she married to him? I said, well, man, where do you get that from? That's not Torah, that's not law at all. But the Almighty even defines rape. He defines a woman being forced upon. And he says in his eyes, that is a crime just like you murder somebody. He said the man that forced himself on a woman and she can't defend, he said you take that man and you kill him.
Hallelujah.
Didn't say nothing about they married. She got to live with him the rest of her. He said you take him and you kill him. He is so merciful even to foreigners. He gave Israel law even when we went to war. You can't ravage a woman because you're at war. He said, you see her, you desire her, then here's what you gonna do. You can take her captive, take her back home, let her bewail her father and her mother for a period, and then if you still think that she attractive, that she worthy, and she done got over her angst of what you did to her folks, then y'all talk about getting married. Wasn't nothing about you grabbing and you just go to town. That's why we got to stop this madness. Huh? They might look for it, brother. We on YouTube. House of Israel Congregation. Moray Aaron is the name.
Hallelujah.
Not hard to find. 513-903-9527.
Hallelujah.
Because I'm ready to stand for the word of the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
Stop that foolishness. That's why we here with the heathen. Because we foolish. Almighty said, stop being foolish so I can take you away from it. Act like you got some sense so I can take you away from the heathen. But I ain't taking you nowhere until you learn how to act. I'm not restoring you to nothing until you restore yourself and get yourself together. And if you don't know how to teach, don't comprehend, sit down. Let somebody teach you. I ain't saying me, but let somebody that's going to teach you right, let them teach. Any other comments from anybody? Yes, ma'am.
I think that was a very, very informative class. I really enjoyed the class a lot. And I'm going to announce it as well. Not tomorrow, but the next week.
Next week.
24th.
24th.
There's going to be a Youth of Yah field day.
Yes.
For all the youth of Yah, for all congregations, all houses of Israel tonight. There's going to be in the park in Amber Village. So,
French Park, I think that is
okay.
it French Park?
From 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. So it's just the time to come out and show the youth some appreciation. Let them know we're here. You know, we
12 to 7.
yeah.
So don't get scared. You'll be out of Emily Village before it get dark.
Hallelujah.
There's gonna be games, fun. You know, just a time for the families to really come together and show, like I said, show their youth some appreciation of what. So y'all willing, you know, I'll be there.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's all on the first day.
Yes, ma'am. Hallelujah. Anybody else? You have comments? Well, thank you, Ray. That was a good class.